Good day, greeting students. I'm very happy to meet you all again in grade 12 economics. We are in IED, Indian Economic Development, and in this session we are going to move on to a new chapter, namely infrastructure. It is a continuation of our unit 3 about the current challenges faced by the Indian economy, and infrastructure is one of the current challenges faced by Indian economy. How? What first is infrastructure? Let's understand, and then we'll discuss how is it a current challenge faced by the Indian economy. So the infrastructure is the updation. ஸோ நம்ம அப்டேட் ஆகணும்னு சொல்கிறோம் இல்லையா, இன்றைக்கி டெக்னாலஜி என்ன, நேத்தோட டெக்னாலஜி என்ன, ஹவு யூ ஹாவ் திஸ் டேர்ம்ஸ் அவுடேட்டட் அண்ட் அப்டேட்டட். சில விஷயங்கள் பிகம்ஸ் அவுடேட்டட், சம் டெக்னாலஜிஸ் பிகம் ஈவன் அப்சலீட். ஏன் அப்படின்னா, பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் த ரேப்பிட் க்ரோத் ஆஃப் த டெக்னாலஜி, it is because of modernization, the economic growth, the requirements of people, the awareness that people have. There are so many factors that leads us towards one topic called infrastructure. ஸோ நம்ம ஒரு வீடு வாங்க போகிறோம், இல்லை ஒரு வீடு வாங்க போகிறோம் அப்படின்னா we'll look into the infrastructure of that particular area. So the infrastructure na நம்ம என்ன சொல்கிறோம், we see advertisements and what do they see? See, they say that the railway station is very nearby or the bus stand is very nearby. நல்ல காற்று இருக்கிற இடம். So you get electricity, you get good electricity. Then they say that the water facility is very good. பக்கத்தில் ஹாஸ்பிட்டல் இருக்குது. Then the school is very nearby. இந்த கம்யூனிட்டிக்குள்ளேயே ஒரு ஸ்கூல் இருக்குது, பார்க் இருக்குது. இப்படிலாம் சொல்கிறாங்க இல்லையா. இந்த அட்வர்டைசிங் ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜிஸுக்கு அவங்க யூஸ் பண்ணுற எல்லாத்தையுமே, இந்த சர்வீசஸ் எல்லாத்தையும் சேர்த்து தான் நம்ம இன்ஃப்ராஸ்ட்ரக்சர்னு சொல்கிறோம். ஸோ வாட் இஸ் இன்ஃப்ராஸ்ட்ரக்சர்? இட் இஸ் தி சப்போர்ட்டிங் சர்வீசஸ் தட் we require. Transportation, telecommunication, energy, water, health, school, education in general. ஸோ இது எல்லாத்தையும் சேர்த்து தான் நம்ம இன்ஃப்ராஸ்ட்ரக்சர் ஃபெசிலிட்டிஸ்ன்னு சொல்கிறோம். These provide supporting services to the main areas of industrial, agriculture production, domestic, foreign trade and commerce. So these have a wide scope of the reach பண்ற இடம் வந்து it's really வந்து the scope is very wide. So infrastructure means the supporting services provided to industrial sectors, agricultural sector, then the domestic and foreign trade, domestic and foreign trade and commerce. Commerce means what? Activities, related activities that facilitate a business. So the supporting services that are provided to industrial sector, agricultural sector, domestic and foreign trade and commerce are called as infrastructure. So infrastructure na enna? These provides the supporting services. Understood? So industrial sector க்கு என்ன மாதிரியான services தேவைப்படலாம்? The raw materials, the transportation, the telecommunication, the energy, all these things. Whereas talking about agriculture, we need, right, irrigation facilities. Even in the previous chapter, we discussed about what kind of facilities we require. When we discussed rural employment, we discussed about horticulture. Why certain areas are good in certain things அப்படின்னா, because of the infrastructure facilities available or made available in particular areas, particular cities is the reason why it is good in infrastructure. சில cities சீக்கிரமே வந்து டெவலப் ஆகிடும். The metro train came very quickly in Bangalore before it came to Chennai. ஏன் அப்படின்னா, the requirement and the infrastructure facilities there is different from what we have here. Right, so நம்ம வர முடியாதுன்னு இல்லை. And what is the requirement? So ஏன் இங்கே sea port இல்லை? We don't have a sea. What are the facilities required? அதுக்கு ஏற்ற மாதிரி தான் வந்து நம்மளோட இண்டஸ்ட்ரீஸும் இருக்கும். Fine. So all this discussion is going to be done in this chapter, which is going to be called as infrastructure. So what are the other facilities, the services? What can be these services அப்படின்னா, services include transportation, communication, education, health, hospitals, clinics, mini clinics, all those things. Then drinking water, roads. Okay, transportation will include not only the transportation vehicles, அதுக்கு தேவையானது laying of roads, railways, constructing ports, airports, அது எல்லாமே வந்து எங்கே வந்துடும்? transportation. So communication includes everything: internet, mobiles, telephones, telegraphs, post office, couriers, எல்லாமே communication. Education, schools, colleges and educational institution. Health, hospitals and other health departments, food safety, அது எல்லாமே health. The drinking water and sanitation facilities are also called as this infrastructure facility. So இப்போ நம்ம ஒரு நார்மலாக ஒரு பஸ் ஸ்டாண்ட்குள்ளே போகிறோம் அப்படின்னா, what are the facilities you would need there? அது வந்து people gather ஆகிற இடங்கிறப்போ clean drinking water should be there, good sanitation facilities should be provided there. இதுதான் நம்ம அங்கே யோசிப்போம். அதை தாண்டி we have certain shops. எதுக்கு? Because when people want to buy things, they can buy. And it improves employment opportunities. Economic activities are increased. So you understand the connection between infrastructure and economic activities. These are actually connected very much. Infrastructure develop ஆக அந்த ஊரோட economic activity or the economic status of that particular city or country will definitely develop. நம்ம நார்மலாக ஒரு விஷயம் பண்ணுறதுக்கும் when we use it with technology, the result is higher. இல்லையா? நான் இப்போது வந்து it's like how to say that, if I take a photo, okay, I can just take a photo and print it out. அதையே வந்து நான் photoshop பண்ணுறேன் அப்படின்னா, that increases the quality of photo and it gives me certain techniques to handle with. என்னால் அது எனக்கு பிடிச்ச மாதிரி மாற்றிக்க முடியும். So that technological backup is there, no? That is also called as infrastructure facilities. These facilities have a direct impact on production of goods and services, while others give indirect support by building the social sector of the economy. So இந்த நம்ம பார்க்குற டிரான்ஸ்போர்ட்டேஷனாக இருக்கட்டும், கம்யூனிகேஷனாக இருக்கட்டும், this gives a direct help towards the production of goods and services. நம்ம at the end GDP அப்படின்னு நம்ம economic status பற்றி பார்க்குறப்போ, these help the production and supply of goods and services of the country, whereas the other things are there, no, other services, these help towards the indirect indirect development of the country. How indirect அப்படின்னா education, how is it an economic activity? Because once we are educated, நமக்கு education இருந்தால் மட்டும்தான் we can go for an employment opportunity. Education makes us aware, it gives us knowledge, it gives us a social sense. அதே மாதிரி தான் health. We all are we all deserve to be healthy. அது productivityன்னு ஒரு சைடில் பார்த்தாலும் as a human beings, human developmentல பார்க்குறப்போ it becomes a basic right for all of us to be healthy and to be educated. So these are like direct and indirect support services. So இது ரெண்டுமே வந்து it gives direct support, whereas these three give indirect support. Drinking water, of course, it's an indirect support. Yeah, indirect support because drinking water is connected with health. So எனக்கு clean drinking water இருந்துச்சுன்னா my health condition will be good. If I drink contaminated drinking water, it will spoil my health, where again my productivity also will be lost. இப்போ நான் contaminated water குடிச்சிருந்தேன் அப்படின்னா I would get throat pain or I may fall ill. Then how will I be here working, taking class for you? Isn't it? So my productivity would have lost. So some of these services have a direct impact on the production of goods and services, whereas some have an indirect impact on the production of goods and services. So dividing this infrastructure gives us two things: economic infrastructure and social infrastructure. Economic infrastructure and social infrastructure. The services that concentrate towards the towards the economic activities come under economic infrastructure, like energy illama we can't work. Then transportation, and communication. These three are called as economic infrastructure. They fall under the category of economic infrastructure. What falls under the social infrastructure? நம்மளோட social statusக்காக, ஒரு சொசைட்டியோட belongingnessக்காக நம்ம பண்ணுறது education, health and housing. Education, health, education, health and housing. So economic infrastructure ங்கிறது என்ன? It deals with economic activities, whereas social infrastructure helps us, it gives us an indirect support. நம்ம educatedா இருக்கணும், healthyயா இருக்கணும், we should have that basic physiological needs satisfied. அப்பதான் நம்ம next we can work very happily and we can give good results. Okay, so we have economic infrastructure and social infrastructure. These are models of the society. Schooling it is actually a mini society, a model of a society. How in a society people come from different families, here you all come from different families. So here we understand how to adjust with each other, how to communicate with each other. அதெல்லாமே எங்க கிடைக்குது? இங்க தான் நமக்கு கிடைக்குது. Isn't it? So in this chapter about infrastructure, the discussion is mainly about energy and health, and unfortunately energy is a deleted portion for this academic year. So what I suggest is you can go through it. It is about what is meant by energy, sources of energy, how it helps, what are the infrastructure facilities that we gain through energy, and all those discussions is about energy, which you can go through by yourself. So now we are going to continue about infrastructure. Relevance of infrastructure. Why infrastructure should come inside economics? Economics-க்கும் infrastructure-க்கும் என்ன சம்பந்தம் அப்படின்னா, it is the support system of the efficient working. இந்த support system இல்லாமல் நம்மளால் சரியாக ஒர்க் பண்ணுறதுக்கு முடியாது. Isn't it? If this wall is not there, we can't paint this board. இந்த பெயிண்ட் இல்லை அப்படின்னா whatever I write on the wall will not be visible. ஸோ இந்த வால் இருக்கிறதுனால தான் அதோட ஒரு சப்போர்ட்டில் இந்த போர்டு இருக்குது. இந்த போர்டோட சப்போர்ட்டில் I am writing and I am teaching. Right, so for my efficient working I require the board. Right, so that I can put it in points and I can tell you. இப்போ இங்கே இருக்கிற camera is a part of the support system. If it is not there, to whom will I teach and how will it reach you? Okay, so these infrastructure, the services provided by infrastructure actually helps in the efficient working of the industries in the economy. Discuss about relevance of talk about relevance of infrastructure. So this support system on which depends the efficient working of a modern industrial economy. This support system ensures the efficient working of the modern economy. Modern agriculture also depends on what? It also depends on this infrastructure facilities. Modern agriculture, irrigation facilities, isn't it? Also depends on modern agriculture, also depends on this support system. Because of the irrigation facilities, we ask for banking, insurance, எல்லாமே services தானே. Right, we have this Kisan credit scheme, we have this communication facility which helps. இல்லையா, நமக்கு toll free number இருக்குது. If farmers have a doubt, they can inquire, they can take help from all these. அவங்களுக்கும் வந்து customer cares and everything is there, isn't it? When they have a doubt about pesticides, when they have a doubt about what to sow in their land, இது எல்லாத்துக்குமே soil test பண்ணுறாங்க, they require lab, isn't it? So the support system is highly required. அவங்களோட அந்த நம்ம கண்ட்ரியில் சாயில் டெஸ்ட் பண்ணுறதுக்கு லேபே இல்லை அப்படின்னா what would the farmers do? So the modern agriculture depends upon these services provided by infrastructure also. The infrastructure contributes to economic development of a country both by increasing the productivity of the factors of production and improving the quality of life of its people. So what does infrastructure do? Infrastructure helps in improving the productivity of factors of production and what else? Improving their lifestyle also. Factors of production, and what else it does? It improves the quality of life of its people. Improving the quality of life of let's discuss this in detail. Improving the productivity of factors of production. Factors of production, let's take labor for example. They get educated, so their productivity increases. Their health, the productivity increases. Then modern machinery is used, so the productivity is increased. How it improves the quality of life of people? Services eppadi quality of life of people improve பண்ணும் அப்படின்னா transportation facilities இருக்கு இல்லையா, so the quality of their life increases. They use energy, they use fuel. இன்னும் வந்து அவங்க firewood அது மட்டும் யூஸ் பண்ணி குக் பண்ணாம they use gas stoves, cylinders, so that obviously improves their standard of living. Mobile phone, so many examples are there. So infrastructure, this services helps in two things. One, in improving the factors of production, and secondly improving the quality of life of people in the country. Okay, so inadequate infrastructure can have multiple adverse effects on health. So infrastructure சரியில்லை அப்படின்னா first thing it affects is health. If you don't have proper drinking water, we will not be healthy. If we don't have proper sanitation facilities, we will not be healthy. If you don't have good hospitals in the locality, then our health is in a question. Morbidity will increase, right? Sanitation facility சரியில்லைன்னா we will immediately fall ill, so the morbidity rate will increase. Waterborne diseases will increase. So இப்போ நம்ம vaccination create பண்ணுறோம், we have awareness about the disease, right? That is why we are able to protect ourselves out of it. நம்ம இன்னும் ஹெல்த்தியாக இருக்கோம் அப்படின்னா we are aware of it, we are made aware of it, and the infrastructure is right for it. Okay, the quality of transport and communication, infrastructure can affect access to healthcare. நமக்கு அங்கே communication facilityயும் இல்லை transportation facilityயும் இல்லைன்னா how can you have healthcare, right? So the basic thing is healthcare. Infrastructure is not good means obviously it will first affect what? Health. Inadequate infrastructure would have adverse effects on health. Infant mortality rate, ஒரு கண்ட்ரியோட ஹெல்த் ஸ்டேட்டஸை நம்ம எப்படி டிசைட் பண்ணுறோம் அப்படின்னா based on its morbidity rate and infant mortality rate, maternity mortality rate, இதில் தான் வந்து நம்ம அதை டிசைட் பண்ணுறோம். So that is why women's health is given high consideration. The requirement is really high. அவங்களோட ஹெல்த் ஸ்டேட்டஸ் கவனிக்கணும், அவங்க ஹெல்த் எப்படி இருக்குது, if they are pregnant what are the nutritions they have to take in, what do the child require, child பிறந்ததும் என்ன தேவைப்படும், all these are taken into account. வேறு எந்த சிஸ்டமுக்கும் வேறு எந்த ஹெல்த் இஷ்யூக்கும் கொடுக்க முடியாத அத்தனை பெனிஃபிட்ஸுமே வந்து it is given for maternity, right? Even when a woman is pregnant, she is given benefits from the government. Same when she has delivered a baby, even then it is given. because it's a very huge thing. It's a matter of life and death. That is why maternity is given a very big importance and care. It's highly required. Okay, so that is the relevance of infrastructure with economics. என்ன அப்படின்னா இன்ஃப்ராஸ்ட்ரக்சர் சரியில்லைன்னா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் அது ஹெல்த்தில் கை வைக்கும். ஹெல்த்தில் கை வச்சா the productivity will obviously come down. என்ன பண்ண முடியும்? It affects every different side. Okay, the state of infrastructure in India is what we are going to discuss now. Infrastructure is important, we have understood that. What is it? What is the government step taken towards it? Are there enough concern towards infrastructures? Who is taking all these steps? Are these steps giving fruitful results? Okay, so we're going to talk about the state of infrastructure in India. The state of infrastructure government takes various measures towards developing this infrastructure. Initially, government was responsible for this. The state of infrastructure, dam construction, for laying of roads, for transportation facilities, இது எல்லாத்துக்குமே வந்து ரெஸ்பான்சிபிள் யாராக இருந்தாங்க? Only the government. But slowly there is a change where private sectors are also involved in this. So இப்போ என்ன பண்ணுறோம், நம்ம ரோட் லே பண்ணுறோம் அப்படின்னா the lease is given to some private sector, L&T அந்த மாதிரி அவங்க private sectorsல எடுத்து they take care of it. They take part in this infrastructure facilities. So நம்ம in education சொல்கிறப்போ we have private schools, health hospitals சொல்கிறப்போ we have private hospitals, transportation and telecommunication சொல்கிறப்போ TROY is the head in charge, but still we have other services where private sectors are also involved. So the government's investment in infrastructure was not sufficient. That is why private sector also private sectors also invest in infrastructure. A majority of our people live in rural areas. Despite so much technical progress in the world, rural women still, half of them at least, half of their homes at least do not have restroom facilities. They have to still walk a lot to fetch drinking water. They have to still walk a lot or go for long distances to get firewood for cooking. All this is not good, isn't it? We are a developing country. நம்ம இங்கே எல்லா ஃபெசிலிட்டிஸோடு இருக்கிறப்போ they are also our brothers and sisters. We say Indians are my brothers and sisters, right? So my brother or my sister is suffering like that அப்படிங்கிறப்போ, like the mother or father, like the parent of the family, the government takes some steps towards helping these people. Okay, so the census of 2001, which is an old census, shows that in rural India only 56% households have an electricity connection. Now it has increased. Many households have electricity connections and water facilities have been brought in. அவங்களுக்கு என்ன வேணும்? wells, tanks, ponds இருந்தாலும் it is contaminated nowadays. So அவங்களோட அந்த drinking water facilities நம்ம கிரியேட் பண்ணுறோம், இல்லை இருக்கிறத ப்ரொடெக்ட் பண்ணி கொடுக்கறதுக்கு நம்ம இருக்கணும். ஸோ we are not contributing. India's contribution in its infrastructure is not enough. India's contribution towards its infrastructure isn't enough. We can grow fast. We are a developing country. We can grow fast. But what do we have to do? We need to boost our infrastructure facilities. Agriculture la we can do wonders. But how? We need to do the essential measures towards improving the infrastructure facilities. அதுக்கு தேவையான ப்ராப்பர் இரிகேஷன் ஃபெசிலிட்டிஸ், அங்கே இருக்கிற ரா மெட்டீரியல்ஸையோ இல்லை அங்கே இருக்கிற திங்ஸையோ நம்ம அர்பன் பிளேசஸ், இண்டஸ்ட்ரீஸ் கொண்டு வரதுக்கு தேவையான டிரான்ஸ்போர்ட்டேஷன் ஃபெசிலிட்டிஸ், ஆல் திஸ் ஷுட் பி என்ஷோர்ட். Earlier in colonial rule we discussed that railways was laid, roads were laid only for what? For bringing the rural produce to places from where they can take it to their country. அவங்களோட செல்ஃபிஷ்னஸ்க்காக அவங்க வந்து ரோட்ஸ் லே பண்ணாங்க, ரயில்வேஸ் கொண்டு வந்தாங்க. ஸோ நம்ம என்ன பண்ணணும்? To take care of our country and to develop fast, to take care of the people of our country, we need to boost our infrastructure investment. So to improve ourselves, to become a biggest economy, to become strong in our economic position, India has to boost our infrastructure investment. The investment we make in infrastructure should be improved, should be increased. அப்போதான் நமக்கு அதுக்கான ப்ராப்பர் ரிசல்ட்ஸ் கிடைக்கும். வாட் we have to do? We have to change the infrastructure pattern. ஒரு low income countries-ல basic infrastructure facilities are required. So low income countries require basic infrastructure. As the countries income increases, so should its இன்ஃப்ராஸ்ட்ரக்சர். ஒரு கண்ட்ரியோட இன்கம் பொசிஷன் இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகிறத பொறுத்து நம்மளோட இன்ஃப்ராஸ்ட்ரக்சர் ஃபெசிலிட்டிஸையும் நம்ம இம்ப்ரூவ் பண்ணோம். தீஸ் ஆர் இன்டர் ரிலேட்டட், இஸ்ன்ட் இட்? எப்படி இருக்குது? நம்மளோட இன்ஃப்ராஸ்ட்ரக்சர் இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆச்சுன்னா இன்கம் இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகும். இன்கம் இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆக ஆக நமக்கான இன்ஃப்ராஸ்ட்ரக்சர் ஃபெசிலிட்டிஸை நம்ம இன்க்ரீஸ் பண்ணிக்கணும் நம்ம சொல்கிறோம். Okay, so actually what they are kind of inter interrelated. Yes. So the development of infrastructure and economic development go hand in hand. Agriculture depends to a considerable extent on the adequate expansion and development of irrigation facilities. Industrial progress also depends on the infrastructure facilities. Agriculture sector irundhalum seri, industrial sector irundhalum seri, it depends on what? It depends on the infrastructure facilities and its expansion and growth. Thus infrastructure plays a very important role in the economic development of the country. So Indian economic அது எப்படி ரிலேட்டட் ஆகுது அப்படின்னா, infrastructure is developed அப்படின்னா the economic status of the country will also be improved. So our country should concentrate on increasing the infrastructural investments. Okay, so if this is not given, if it is not given proper attention, or if the concern towards infrastructure is not enough அப்படின்னா, it will become a major constraint for the development of the country. So out of all the other infrastructural services that we have discussed in the introduction, energy and health are given in detail in our IED book, but since energy is a deleted portion, we are not going to go in detail with it. You are going to read it by yourself and try to understand what is given. So energy na enna, why do we need energy? So what are the sources of energy? Non-conventional sources of energy. So non-conventional sources அப்படின்னா that like solar energy, tidal energy, புதுசாக நம்ம எடுக்கிறோம் இல்லை, அதெல்லாமே வந்து non-conventional energiesன்னு நம்ம சொல்கிறோம். ஸோ the consumption pattern of commercial energy, commercial energy நம்ம எதை சொல்கிறோம்? We have this coal, petroleum, electricity, இது எல்லாமே வந்து we are bought, they are bought and sold, அதனால இதை கமர்ஷியல் எனர்ஜின்னு சொல்கிறோம். நான் கமர்ஷியல் எனர்ஜின்றது எதை சொல்கிறோம்? ஃபயர்வுட், அக்ரிகல்ச்சர் வேஸ்ட், ட்ரைட் டங், இதெல்லாம் நம்ம வாங்குறதில்ல, we just get it from nature, அதை வந்து நான் கமர்ஷியல் அப்படின்னு நம்ம சொல்கிறோம். ஓகே, ஸோ கமர்ஷியல் சோர்சஸ் ஆஃப் எனர்ஜி ஆர் ஜென்ரலி எக்ஸாஸ்டபிள். தீஸ் get exhausted after a while. Current இருக்கிற வரைக்கும் தான், பெட்ரோல் இருக்கிற வரைக்கும் தான் வண்டி ஓடும், isn't it? So but this non-commercial sources are generally renewable. Natural waste எல்லாமே வந்து generally it is renewable. So கமர்ஷியலாக இருந்தாலும் நான் கமர்ஷியலாக இருந்தாலும் அது கன்வென்ஷனல் சோர்சஸ்ன்னு நம்ம சொல்கிறோம். லைக் வாட்? இப்போ கோல், பெட்ரோலியம், then we have firewood, agriculture waste, dried dung, இது எல்லாமே வந்து conventional sources. நான் கன்வென்ஷனல் நம்ம சொல்கிறது நேச்சர்லேருந்து நம்ம அக்வயர் பண்ணுற சோலார் எனர்ஜியாக இருக்கட்டும், டைடல் எனர்ஜி. ஸோ இதை வச்சு தான் நம்ம கன்வென்ஷனல் அண்ட் நான் கன்வென்ஷனல்னு சொல்கிறோம். ஸோ கமர்ஷியல் எனர்ஜியை நம்ம எப்படி யூஸ் பண்ணுறோம்? வாட் இஸ் த கன்சம்ஷன் பேட்டர்ன்? வேர் கோல், பெட்ரோலியம் இஸ் யூஸ்ட் மோர், வேர் நேச்சுரல் வேஸ்ட், நேச்சுரல் firewood, dried dung, அதெல்லாம் வந்து ரூரல் ஏரியாஸ் நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணுறோம். பவர் அண்ட் எலக்ட்ரிசிட்டி போர்ட், த எலக்ட்ரிசிட்டி போர்ட் ஆஃப் இந்தியா, ஹவு இட் ஒர்க்ஸ், தெர்மல் பவர் எவ்வளோ இருக்குது, ஹைட்ரோ பவர், நியூக்ளியர் பவர், all these energy and challenges in the power sector are discussed under the topic of energy. It's very simple. How do we need to save energy? These are non-renewable resources, we are paying for it. This is commercial energy. So that only we say that turn off the fans and lights whenever it is not in use. So all this have been discussed. I want you to go through all this clearly and ask me if you have any doubts. In the next session we will discuss about health. So health is not only going to improve the productivity of people, but it is actually a need, it is actually a right for every individual human being to have a healthy life. So healthy life ங்கிறது என்ன? It is not only about not being ill, it is being fit and how far we can work அப்படிங்கிறது தான் வந்து நம்மளோட பொட்டென்ஷியல் என்னங்கிறது தான் நம்மளோட ஹெல்த் ஸ்டேட்டஸ் நம்ம சொல்கிறோம். ஸோ nowadays we find a lot of fitness freak. Everybody has a goal towards being healthy because we have understood that health இல்லை அப்படின்னா we can't do anything. Like our old proverb goes, health is wealth. So we need to talk a lot about the health infrastructure that is provided in India, how the private sector has entered the health infrastructure and what kind of role they are playing. We will even discuss about the mini clinics and what are they for in the next session. So if at all you have any doubts in whatever we have discussed so far and about energy, yes, of course, feel free to reach me out and get your doubts clarified. Thank you, and may you all have a wonderful day today.